So, moving on.
So yeah, for recaps this week, we're just doing the only thing that fucking matters right now.
Well, the only thing that actually did air.
Convenient coincidence.
Yeah, that too. Because we weren't talking about any fucking thing else.
Yeah. Korra had the finale. Now, do you want to talk about the finale as a whole, or do we just want to talk about the part at the end that's the important part?
Well, I mean, for how people, this is how Korra usually goes for me. I watch it, I go, wow, that was super fun. I go on the internet, everyone yells at me.
Yeah, I watch it, and I'm like, that was fun, I enjoyed that, and then I think about it a little bit, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
I think there was a lot of stuff in the finale that was dumb. They forgot to give any kind of closure to Bolin, for example.
Yeah.
But they did redeem Mako. That was cool. Like, Mako's last scene was really good.
Yeah.
Mako's last scene was ridiculous. It was insane.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, as we talked about, Tooch liked that there was a goddamn nuclear robot tearing through New York City, producing shameless 9/11 imagery.
It's a Jaeger with a death ray.
I did like the arm cannon.
Like a 30s like a Flash Gordon.
I love the arm cannon.
As soon as that damn thing came into the picture, I was like, okay, I don't even know what I'm watching anymore.
Like when Korra dodged it and rolled and it blew up that line of buildings behind her, oh my god.
Yeah, but the whole Mako thing, Brian and Michael have
let's call them both collectively Break. As they're known.
Before we go on to that, it's Breik, but isn't that just a truncation of Brian Konietzko?
No, but I've heard them referred to as a group as Breik because it's Brian and Mike.
Okay. I got it.
Okay.
That's been bothering me.
This is Konietzko, but about Mako and Korra. Once Mako and Korra were through, we focused on developing Korra and Asami's relationship. Originally, it was primarily intended to be a strong friendship. Frankly, I wanted to set most of the romance business aside for the last 2 seasons. Personally, at that point, I didn't want Korra to have to end up with someone at the end of the series. I think
we're actually getting ahead of ourselves.
No. We obviously did an Avatar, but even that felt a bit forced to me. I'm usually rolling my eyes when that happens in virtual action film. Here we go again. It was probably around that time I came across this quote from Hayao Miyazaki. I've become skeptical of the unwritten rule that just because a boy and a girl appear on the same feature, a romance must ensue. Rather, I want to portray a slightly different relationship, one where the two mutually inspire each other to live. If I'm able to, then perhaps I'll be closer to portraying a true expression of love. End quote. I agree with him wholeheartedly, especially since the majority of the examples in media portray a female character that is little more than a trophy to be won by the male lead for his daring do. So Mako and Korra break the typical pattern and end by respecting, admiring, and inspiring each other. That is a resolution I am proud of. And I think he should be. That's a good way to handle it.
Kudos.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing with Mako and Korra, is that as a couple, they didn't fully click.
No.
What do you guys feel about the resolution of Kuvira?
Not great.
I was underwhelmed.
I was so confused, because, they never went, what about the whole thing with Baatar Jr.? She shot at him, then they just Baatar Jr. was like, I'm sorry, Mom, and then they never bring it up again. Didn't they, both of them want to talk? Wasn't there gonna be an explanation, some kind of resolution to that action? Because I remember at the end of that episode where she fired at him, I was like, okay, what does this mean? I still don't really know what it means.
I took it to mean that, she cares more about her goals than him, and when she shot at him, he realized that and was like, well, she's dead to me.
Yeah. See, the thing is, comparing it to the Season 3 finale, the Season 3 finale did a great job of tying together what seemed at the time to be 3 kind of thematically disparate seasons. That's where we recognized the theme that, whereas Last Airbender was, about how the world needed the Avatar, and Aang repenting for the fact that he left when the world needed him most. This, Korra was about the Avatar trying to find her place in a world that was trying to move, that was asserting that it didn't need her. Yeah. Season 3 wrapped that up great. Season 4 was kind of just like another addition to it that didn't have the unifying strength that Season 3 did. No,
I mean, they sort of tried to unify it with that thing that Korra says at the end, I I had to experience all those things. I had to suffer so I could understand what suffering is and be a more compassionate, better person and a better avatar. And yeah, that's...
But part of that feels like that was less about, like, the villain thing and more about her recovery from the end of season 3. That was some of the strongest stuff in this season. We've talked about that. That was great. But, like, with Kuvira, I mean...
And she was so fascinating. But it didn't go anywhere.
It kind of felt like at the end she was just an evil woman.
Yeah. Not even an evil woman, just like... she just, like, had ambition or whatever, or was sad or some shit and compensated.
Yeah, like
I mean, that kind of like, I was an orphan and that's why I'm a fascist dictator. And then Korra's like, well, I wasn't an orphan, but I know what it feels like to be cheesed off. That felt kind of forced.
Yeah.
The only time that I really faltered was when, like, Kuvira actually, like, admitted fault. It's like, I mean, like, I guess that I expected her to, like, go to jail and have a lot to think about, but I didn't expect her to, like, come out of the portal and be like, I'm sorry, guys. Like,
and be like, yeah, I didn't mean
you
it.
killed people!
Yeah, it's like she went through so much, and all of a sudden she's like, okay, I went through the spirit
you can't
portal.
Just be like,
which again, that's
my
antithetical
bad.
to the other 3 seasons. The other 3 villains asserted to the end that they were right.
Well, I mean, like, I don't think, Amon did. He blew his self up.
No, he didn't. His brother did. Amon was like, we're gonna start over. We're gonna do this again.
I forgot, because that was a million years ago, and it all happened in, like...
Yeah, I know. After watching this finale, I'm like, God, what the fuck is this show? It's like this crazy, sprawling web of stuff. Like, it felt like a good season finale. It didn't feel like a good series finale.
That's exactly how I feel. Because a lot of character arcs were resolved. Like, Mako, great character arc resolved. Varric and Julie, a lot of people are down on it. I like it enough.
I like it. It was
Screw them.
It was...
I love it.
I mean, my favorite goof in the finale was that part where Varric's like, Julie, and she turns around in slow motion with the hair flying and everything. That was a great gag. But, like, again, literally nothing with Bolin.
Yeah, no.
Bolin and
Opal.
Bolin and Opal, like, never reconciled beyond, like, a single goddamn fucking sentence.
They only kind of
like,
reconciled.
3 episodes previous.
Yeah, it was only like, oh, thanks, Bolin, for helping me with my family. I guess we're cool now?
Yeah, nothing with Tenzin, nothing with the Airbenders, pretty much nothing with Suyin. It felt like it could have used an epilogue episode.
Yeah, like, it needed more time to sort of tie shit up with the other characters
Now,
and everything else.
Let's be fair about this. I don't blame Break for this. I blame Nickelodeon because Nickelodeon has been sabotaging this show from the fucking jump.
Yeah.
Yep.
They sabotaged the season by slashing them by an entire episode. Here's the thing, if they hadn't done that, they probably could have done that. Because they didn't need to put an episode in between those 2 episodes where they put the
clip show.
No. With a season finale like this, with a series finale like this, and one where the finale itself was so breakneck that a lot of stuff fell to the wayside, it could have really used either a kind of drawn-out denouement to breathe.
Yeah, I mean, because each season felt like its own series. You know, they didn't feel very connected, and so if this was supposed to be the end of the end, they really needed that time to make it feel like it was the end of the end.
And they were trying.
I think they were absolutely
Especially towards the
trying
end of
their
season
goddamn
3, yeah.
damnedest. But Nickelodeon has been... Fuck Nickelodeon. I mean, it's not a novel observation, but I think this segue is into the point of discussion. Is that, you know, often, you know, you can say that it's a common school of thought that, you know, the last shot of your film or your show or your work or anything should be something of a culmination, something representative of the thing at large. This wasn't that exactly, but
It kind of was?
in a way,
It was a culmination of my whole view.
I mean,
was a
obviously
I have an
mine
extremely
fucking too.
limited view.
At this point, if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it right now, although you've been spoiled, I guarantee goddamn to
You
you.
have been.
Korrasami is
If you're
canon.
aware of what Korra is. Then
Korrasami is canon. Now, the ending itself is Korra and Tenzin talk for a bit, and then Asami shows up, says something to get Tenzin to leave. May have been a clever lie.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was just a bold-faced lie.
And
Sort
just
of
like,
mirroring the end of The Last Airbender.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, so we've gone through so much, we're so tired. I just want to take a vacation.
My dad's fucking dead. I'm so glad I didn't lose you. I've lost everyone. But thank God I didn't lose you.
Like,
you know.
I need a vacation. And then Korra's like, this is my inn. Let's take a vacation, just you and me. And someone's like, let's go to the spirit world. So the last...
Let's leave this mob of cockblocks.
So the last shot is the two of them walking towards Republic Ground Zero because, like I said, shameless 9/11 imagery. Which is a new spirit portal that's been ripped open by a nuclear weapon laser. Man, this show.
That laser literally ripped Republic City a new one.
Yeah.
Or I guess the Earth a new one because it had the other two.
It ripped the Earth a new one.
Put that on the fucking box.
Okay, so they walk up to the portal.
Yeah, it's just scene with no dialogue. It's just the two of them wearing like backpacks. They're looking at the portal. They smile at each other, and then right at the end they clasp hands, step into the portal, look into each other's eyes. Shot goes up. All while this
they're holding each other's hands. Too.
Yeah, all while this
really beautiful,
gorgeous score is playing. So everybody saw that, and it went two ways. One, sensible people were like, oh, Korrasami's canon, this is extremely exciting. And then dickheads were like, no, there's still some plausible deniability in here. I'm gonna hold on to my bullshit.
And some people were just like, I don't understand. I didn't see any shipping. What is, how are people even, how is this even remotely romantic? It's purely platonic, and everything they've been doing up until this point is the most I haven't seen any of these clues. What are these clues?
I've been watching with my eyes closed.
No, it's straight people are so
straight people
bad
are the
at these things.
Fuck.
They don't understand context clues. Context clues, people. And
this is your Toon Goons reminder that none of us are straight.
I don't think it's a reminder if it's the first time we've said it out loud. None of us are straight.
I'm pretty sure we've just happened to mention that in passing once or twice. I don't know.
Yeah, Konetsuko said this amazing line about...
Oh, now here's the thing. So before you get to that, so people were still trying to claim plausible deniability, and then both of them wrote separate essays. They're like, Korrasami is canon. This is as far as Nickelodeon let us go.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do comics afterwards. Now, here's one thing I do want to say for the sake of it, like, even argument. It would have been more effective had they kissed. Because the kiss is an explicit indication that these two are in a relationship. Which the show, if we're talking about being perfectly explicit, was not. You need to be a fucking numbskull to not see it. I put on Tumblr, if you don't see it as what it is, then you are an irredeemable garbage cretin and an honorary member of the KKK.
Okay.
Yeah, our other sister said that was going too far. I don't care. Having a kiss in there would have been like a statement to help normalize this. Because so much of queer representation in media, especially children's media, is us scrambling for whatever the fuck we can find.
Yeah.
Because a lot of
coding. Because
these goddamn corpos won't just let you say, I'm a woman and I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm a man and I have a boyfriend. I'm bisexual. I'm asexual. To the point where, and there's never going to be an opportunity to put that in the show itself. They're going to make these comics, and they could put out a 128 full color page graphic novel that's nothing but Korra and Asami writhing around on the ground of the spirit world, wrist deep in each other, and it still wouldn't make up for the fact that they didn't kiss at the end of the show. That being said, I'll buy like 12 copies. But what were you going to say, Nina?
Okay. I have a paragraph I'd like to quote from Konetsuko. We approached the network, and while they were supportive, there was a limit to how far we could go with it, as just about every article I read accurately deduced. It was originally written in the script over a year ago that Korra and Asami held hands as they walked into the spirit world. We went back and forth on it in the storyboards, but later in the retake process, I staged a revision where they turned towards each other, clasping both hands in a reverential manner, in a direct reference to Varric and Zuli's nuptial pose from a few minutes prior. We asked Jeremy Zuckerman to make the music tender and romantic, and he fulfilled this assignment with subliminal score.
Sublime
score. With a sublime score. I think the entire last 2-minute sequence with Korra and Asami turned out beautiful, and again, it is a resolution of which I am very proud. I love how their relationship arc took its time and through kindness and caring. If it seems out of the blue to you, I think a second viewing of the last 2 seasons would show that perhaps you were looking at it only through a hetero lens. That is exactly what is.
Can we make the summary of this entire episode only the word wrist?
I want you guys to know that I came up with that sentence the day after. I was like, I'm gonna use that on Toon Goons. That's gonna be my money shot for the episode. I'm glad that's the other thing. There are gonna be comics. I want to see their vacation in the spirit world, and I want to see maybe a smaller conflict that takes place in the goddamn fucking Fire Kingdom. That's another thing they didn't do. The Fire Lord had one line in one scene. And
their nation was the most fucked up after the war.
And they really did a bad job of integrating Katara into this series as a whole. Like, they kind of tried to write her out like, oh, she retired. But it's like, she definitely did stuff after the events of Airbender. Sure, maybe after Aang died, she, put that life behind her like John Deacon after Freddie Mercury died. He was just done. But, she was really minimalized in a way that really sucked, because she was like the most powerful waterbender on the planet. Now she's just some lady healing schmucks in a cold house.
And we never really found out what happened to Sokka.
We never find out what happened to Sokka. We got a lot of characters. We saw a bunch of tough voodoo child Bei Fong, because she stands up next to a mountain and chops it down with the back of her hand.
God, she continues to be the greatest.
There was great stuff with Toph.
There was
there was enough good stuff with Zuko.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Now that you say that, I'm cool with that, because my opinion of Season 3 of Airbender was, everybody did stuff except Toph, so fuck them!
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But, they had so much stuff going on, and they only had so much time to really look at everything and examine everybody and give everybody their due time.
Here's the thing. I'm not ready for this show to be over.
No.
It's over. I want more. It's not like Airbender. Like, you get to the end of Airbender, and that's definitely the end of Airbender.
And it feels so good.
Except they didn't resolve the goddamn Zuko's mom thing until, this year. Other than that, there was a definite sense of finality. I do not think that this had it. I don't think it had it at all.
You think maybe on some level, cause with the Zuko's mom thing, I guarantee you they were this will sell the comic. Do you think there was more aspect of that here because they know the comics sell?
Well, they were they wanted to make a TV movie about that, but they weren't allowed to. So.
Yeah, well, I think that now.
So once again, it's all Nickelodeon's fault.
It's what you said. They know that the comics sell because those Avatar comics have done really well. So they're like, Nickelodeon's not going to give us any more money to tell what we want to tell because they're a bunch of shitheads. So, I mean, we have this space in which we can do that. And, I mean, I'm definitely going to read them because I want to see more of this world because, when season 3 rolled around, I was finally fully into it. Season 1 and 2 I enjoyed, but I wasn't I felt season 3 is when it hit Airbender quality.
Yeah, I mean, when Airbender ended, I felt like, yes, this is a closure. This feels good. This is everything that I wanted it to be and more. And I don't mind leaving this world. I feel like we've left it at a place where I'm satisfied. This world, I'm not. I
would even say that season 3 left it on a vague cliffhanger-y thing where that could have worked as a series, a kind of weird one. But there was a definite sense of finality to that one.
With this one,
I
don't agree with that.
A lot of shit open.
There was.
It led directly into
Okay, that's not true. It led into season 4, but it definitely wrapped up everything that came before it. Season 4 did not do that.
Yeah, season 4, I'm not done with the world yet.
Great moments.
If they reopened the vault and they didn't, it just didn't feel closed properly. I don't know.
Here's the thing, if it wasn't for them, being fuck you Nickelodeon, we're gonna do this, we're gonna, and it's not like they were trying to be edgy for the sake of it. They, as they were writing it, they realized how good these characters are together. If it wasn't for that Korra Asami scene at the end, I don't think I would have liked it. As a whole. There are elements of it that I like, as I said, and elements of it that I didn't like, and I feel like the emptiness of it would have bothered me too much. But I feel like the promise, the progress, the statement made by that last scene, and just on its own superficial, immediate level, the incredible beauty of that scene. There have been 3 things on my mind all week. That scene, the entire Yoshi's Island soundtrack, and this hot boy at work I want to ask out. So I've been very emotionally volatile. When I think about all 3 at once, like, my heart flutters and I think I'm literally gonna die. So, this has been all week for me.
Yeah.
That scene was perfect. And I want to tie this back to it. Yes, they didn't kiss. Yes, they should have kissed. But in the context of that scene, they didn't need to.
They really didn't.
It was so...
Yeah, man.
Maybe they weren't ready to kiss.
Don't always. They're not kissing all the time. I did somebody. I wasn't kissing him all the time. Maybe I wish I was sometimes.
The only reason why they needed to kiss was for the stamp on it. It was like a stamp that just says gay.
Yeah. And I mean,
but
like
yeah,
I said,
in the context, it was so perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about that scene, honestly.
and I feel like that scene really did sort of encapsulate what they've been trying to do with the Avatar universe. DiMartino says it. The main themes of the Avatar universe have always revolved around equality, justice, acceptance, tolerance, and balancing different worldviews. And that's what that scene was. But in our world, not within their own universe as much.
Meta-narrative.
It was
Look
meta,
it up.
which was weird, because they hadn't really ever done something like that before. It almost as if it jumped outside of its own universe into our universe.
Oh, and there's been some meta-narrative. Like, we mentioned it in, like, season 3. Changes. Oh, we're gonna write what we fucking want to write. There's been some meta-narrative to it, and that's absolutely what this was.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Honestly, like, 2 things I'll probably never get over until it's been, like, several years with no Korra. I don't feel like it's over, because, like you guys said, it didn't feel like a series finale. And also, I still refuse, like, I can't, like, my body is rejecting the idea that the world could be so good as to make Korrasami canon. Like, every time that phrase is uttered, my instinctual, something deep inside me just goes, that's a fucking lie.
And in 2014, like, the worst year ever. Good year for animation, terrible year for pretty much everything else. I'm ready to move beyond this fucking garbage city year. But actually, like, even just look at this December. You know, earlier we had Jeff Randall's Two Moms, now we have Korra and Asami, and if you're somehow capable of giving a quarter of a shit about it, which apparently some people somehow are, Mina and Vriska in Homestuck, this December is the most wonderful time of the queer.
With those sweet Korrasamis and Jeff's 2 cute mommies, conservatives fear.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah!
What? My boy! Cold Medina! I like this month, but this year sucks.
This has been a good... Merry Crambo.
Happy December Ween. We're the Toon Goons. Get it right.
We hope you had a good Christmas. Ours isn't here yet because we're from the past.
Yeah, we seriously need to wrap this up. You got any quick shout-outs?
Quick shout out, our friend, Captain Asami Jordan. He basically recommended us to Game Grumps and Ego Raptor?
And I think that's Barry.
And Barry, yeah.
I hope that worked.
He was basically like, do you guys listen to podcasts? Because there's this one that I like and you might like it.
Rad.
Okay.
Awesome.
We literally have to stop.
Okay.
Right now.
Right. But shout out to everybody who's subscribed to the YouTube channel once we went live.
All right.
Okay, Gmail, toongoons@gmail.com.
We'll splice all
To Tumblr.
Okay. I've been Nikki.
I've been Nina.
I'm Tooch.
You had a good holiday of whatever it was. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.